it has reduced, it has changed the way of life for everybody in this planet. It's not only in the Philippines. Ang masakit lang sa akin is that now that they need desperately the help of the manpower of other countries, and in a jiffy, they are given the necessary traveling documents. Tapos, to our disadvantage, really. Because it's -1, -2, -3, depending on ilan. Ang problema, sabi ko, we'll have to look into this again. It has to be this week, maybe 2 days from now. We'll have to meet again and consult legal, si Secretary Guevara, whether or not it would be legal for us to just stop the migration of health workers simply because they are being taken in a place where there is so much kawawa yung Pilipino eh. So, sabi ko, mapag-usapan natin yan. So it has to be tackled by so that make it clear we are don't cut this particular portion because it's very important. It's a more valid reason to stop a doctor or a nurse than the previous one, which said that we will be deprived of workers. Walang ano yun, walang masyadong, no leg to stand on actually. But this one, if I send you to a war front, the enemy is the COVID, the microbes, parang maawa ako. Please do not misunderstand me. I am making it clear now. I do not want you to go there and come back in a coffin. That's my only argument, if you may, because you are Filipinos at mahal ko ang mga buhay ng kababayan ko. The COVID is here to stay. The vaccine prevents the entry of the microbes into the body because they are attacked by the vaccines that were given by us. It's the same germ, a weakened one, but our body is now attuned. Alam na niya na kalaban ito. Ang problema kasi nitong COVID na ito, pagpasok sa katawan, hindi alam ng antibodies. So it was really a very virulent one na overtaken yung ating defenses. Now, itong vaccine, pag nabigyan ka bakuna tayong lahat, kaya maliit pa, hindi na sila makapasok because once they attempt to infect you, ang antibodies, makilala na niya na kalaban ito. So, yun. That's the vaccine. So, now, that is how dangerous it is for itong ating mga health workers. Then again, we go back to that we cannot be forever like this. I have to, you'll just have to pound on your goddamn brain. Maghanap tayo ng paraan ko papaano talaga to. Whether we transport people or workers in buses provided by companies, sanitized, and wearing masks, importante po whether or not there is really a medication or a medicine for COVID, it is still here trying to, naghihintay lang yan kung sinong masakyan yan. So, importante talaga, wear masks. Ang batas is really to enforce it. Now, you have the police, but there isn't as not much really in the provinces. So, it's going to be, whether they like it or not, the armed forces must come in to help enforce a measure that is intended to protect the people and prevent the spread of COVID any further. Now, sa Zamboanga, Cagayan, ngayon lang pumutok. That's a problem because before, narinig ko na, well, I do not want to quarrel with the mayors, but they took the warnings nonchalant. Now, one contamination to the other, ngayon pumutok na. So, that's a problem. Now, you see, you've heard that there are still thousands to worry about of returning Filipinos to our country. Now, itong isa is whether we can stop them from going out. Na i-reverse mo yan. The problem now is itong mga Pilipinong pabalik, hindi tinatanggap ng local governments. Now, it will boil down to the power of the President to promulgate rules and regulations to protect public health, which is actually an exercise of the police power of the state, as against the Bill of Rights. Because some workers coming from the outside are not welcome. Simply, they are not being accepted by the local governments. So mahirap ito. This is a constitutional issue. I'd like to address myself to the local executives. It is your duty to help and protect your constituents. I have no quarrel na you want the contagion stop right there at the doorstep. Huwag ka na lang pumasok dito because it contaminates the whole of the family in the house. But you know, Filipinos are citizens of this country. And whether we like it or not, they have this constitutional right to travel and to travel abroad and to come home after working there. This cannot just be just by wave of the hand. So we have to study this. We'll have to spend again. We will have to gather them in a place. Or yung mga hindi nagamit, doon na muna sila, and then we can make provisions for the food and everything, rather than just leave them there stranded. If they have the money in their pockets, I'm sure that was intended as a saving for the family, at mauubos yung pera na yan, at they would go home with their pockets empty. We do not want that to happen. So I would like to assure mga kababayan ko, gusto kong maghanap ako ng paraan na tulungan kayo. Yung mga kababayan ninyo, mga kapatid, na mother, father, sister, brother, stranded here, kung clear na, if they are really cleared by the medical authorities, that is binding, especially if it is, well, it has to be the certification of the Department of Health. If the Department of Health, your department, Secretary Doge, would certify that she has undergone the test not only against the presence of antibodies, but the virus itself, that she is virus-free, then we have to make arrangement that they can go home. Maghanap tayo ng paraan. We'll just ihatid talaga natin ito sila doon kasi we have a stalemate here. What do we do with people waiting tapos okay naman sila? So you have to go into a testing each and every one of them and find out if they are fit to return and that she or he is not a threat to the community. But to say that just hindi kayo pwedeng pumasok even coming from abroad, and even if staying there for already more than 14 days without anything happening to them, then the national government, makinig kayong local executives, the national government will insist that you accept the OFW. Magkakaroon ho tayo ng problema if you resist. Because then, as a worker of government, it falls upon my shoulders to see to it that everything is done fair and I'll listen to Secretary Vince. Okay.
Mayor, just on that note po, just for your information po, nung pong nag-lockdown po tayo nung March, meron pong mga 200 na OFWs na na-stranded po sa Clark, most of them from Mindanao, 38 of them from Davao. And we took care of them po, we housed them in a hotel for about a month and a half now. And I'm happy to report po, through the help of the Department of Transportation and the National Task Force, today po, the 38 Davao residents already went home to Davao today.
Sir, actually, sir, we have prepared for the OFWs for their return. In fact, they're being fed by OWA. The hotel accommodations is being paid by OWA and also by the manning companies. So they are well taken care of, sir. Then we will give you a presentation by Mr. Vince Dison on how we will immediately swab we organize a micro swabbing areas so that all the OFWs will be swabbed immediately so that they can go home. After they were tested negative, maybe after 3 days or 4 days, they can go home already with the certification of the Bureau of Quarantine that they are COVID-free.
Yes, I think that there's no valid reason really to delay the return.
Yes, sir.
If they are found to be free from infection.
Sir.
To dilly-dally on this, it's to me a cruel thing, and it is not good for. I'm happy that you have an unahan and you were step ahead.
Yes, sir.
And I said you're prepared.
Sir, actually, sir, we prepared with because I'm taking orders from Secretary of DOH and also with the National Task Force and the ISILG. We are coordinating, sir. That's why we make a plan on how we can swab them immediately, so that after 3 days we can swab all these 23,000 percent. So maybe we can, sir, we can have.
Before that, may I just say that itong mga medical people. You know, you have your own opinion, your own view of what is good and what is not. So, alam mo yan, there are those who agree with you and those who vehemently disagree with you. Gusto ko lang malaman ng lahat na ang Secretary ng Department of Health ay si Secretary Duque. And this government, my department will be guided by what Secretary Duque would tell us to do. I may listen to the conflicting claims, but in the end, it is the Secretary of Health who decides your word is the lawyer, because we are not, and I'm sure that you'll be helping. But before that, as of today, there is 9,485 cases yung positive ito. What is very significant is the recovery rate of the persons who are hospitalized or had this infection. It's 1,315, and that is a good number if you compare it to the deaths, 623. Now, come to think of it, really, mababa ang ano natin. They said that itong koronang putres na to has a hard time surviving in a high temperature. So pagka ganon, maybe that explains the reason why na hindi naman masyado marami. Look, cooperate with us, wear a mask, because if not, kung magsabay-sabay, then we will have an overload. Now, do not tell me later on na hindi tayo nag-prepare, because we have so many hospitals. That's why it's called pandemic. If it's local, it's epidemic. Pandemic is worldwide. Tinamaan lahat. So, just cooperate, because wala naman kami hangarin dito para pahirapan kayo. As a matter of fact, we are really trying to figure out how we can ease up the miseries that has been imposed on us.
I just wanted to start po, with the permission of Secretary Duque and Secretary Galvez, with a quote from the WHO, no? And I think it's very important for us to understand how important testing is in this battle against COVID-19. And I just want to read the highlighted part. You cannot fight a fire blindfolded, and we cannot stop this pandemic if we don't know who is infected. There is a simple message for all countries, and that message from the WHO is to test. Sabi nga po ni General Galvez, kumbaga sa gera po, kailangan i-unmask natin yung kalaban, no? Kasi kung hindi natin ititest, hindi po natin alam kung sino po ang nahawaan na nitong kalaban na ito. Ang kalaban po ay yung disease, hindi po yung taong may sakit. Ang kalaban po ay yung sakit itself. But to unmask that, we have to test. So, it also, I think, is very important, especially from a communications point of view, Mayor, that we need to ramp up testing to save lives. And alam niyo naman po, yung mga kababayan natin, marami sa kanila, higit na nakararami sa kanila, ganito po silang mamuhay, no? Dikit-dikit sa bahay, wala naman pong ability to self-isolate. So, kailangan po talaga i-test natin ang mga kababayan natin para po mahiwalay natin ang mga may sakit dun sa hindi may sakit. At protektahan po natin yung further spread ng COVID-19. And as you said earlier, Mr. President po, hirap na po ang mga kababayan natin, hirap na po ang ekonomiya, kaya the only way, and this is just drawing from the global examples, sa New Zealand po, nakawala po sila sa lockdown simply because they moved swiftly, they tested widely, and they relied heavily on good science. And I think we are guided by Secretary Duque and his team on the science part. What the challenge now is really how do we ramp up our testing to the levels in which we can be comfortable enough to start easing the restrictions, because we know that if we have the testing capacity, mabilis po tayong makakatest, mabilis po nating ma-identify kung sino ang may sakit, at dahil dun po, mabilis natin silang ma-isolate at mapipigilan ng pag-surge ng infection sa community. So, the first critical issue po with respect to testing is the laboratory testing. Ito po yung sinasabi po kanina ni Secretary Duque na matagal na talaga niyang tinutulak na mag-ramp up po tayo ng lab testing, yung pong tinatawag na RT-PCR. This is really the most effective way of testing for COVID-19. So, just to give us an idea, in February of 2020, we had 3 laboratories. Now we have 20 laboratories. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao na po yan. Our goal, Mayor, is to build 58 more, or to accredit and operate 58 more laboratories para po by May 30, in less than a month from now, we will have 78 laboratories all over the country, strategically located in areas that can really address the future surges in the communities all over the country. Right now po, there are about 58 already in the advanced stages of accreditation. And that is really what we need to do po. We need to speed up, and Secretary Duque emphasized this po, we need to speed up the accreditation of these labs in order for them to begin operation within the month of May. As an example po, no, this is really not meant to either pat our backs or also at the same time belittle us. But if we look at Vietnam, Mr. President, Mayor po, no, Vietnam po, in January of 2020, had 3 labs. 3 po ang laboratories nila. Ngayon po, they now have 112 laboratories. No, and this is, I think, we can draw from the experience of Vietnam and all other countries like Korea and Germany, those that have tested very, very swiftly and very broadly. Kasi ito po talaga ang way. Once na we have enough testing capacity, sabi nga po ni Secretary Duque at ni Secretary Galvez, mas magiging kampante po tayo na mag-ease ng restriction. So, tests per day, we look at the best countries in the world. Germany is ahead, 120,000 tests per day. No, very, very aggressive po. And talaga pong gumastos sila ng katodo-todo dito. No? This is not cheap. ART-PCR test ranges anywhere between, I think, 2,000 to, for the private labs, I think it goes up to above 5,000. No, it's not cheap. But it is absolutely necessary po. We need to really invest in the testing capacity. Also because we know that a vaccine is not forthcoming soon. After detecting, testing, and tracing, we need po to isolate. Kaya po nung kaka-appoint lang po ni Secretary Galvez, as Chief Implementer, tinawagan po niya si Secretary Villar and myself para po bilisan ang pagtatayo ng mga mega quarantine facilities. At kailangan na rin po nating i-fast track ang construction ng mga ito sa iba't ibang lugar sa Pilipinas. Nung pong Saturday, nasa Zamboanga po kami ni Secretary Galvez, and tutulungan na po natin si Mayor Ben Climaco na magtayo ng quarantine facilities nila dahil nga po may upsurge in cases sa Zamboanga. So we have to isolate them. Then we have to treat them. No? Yung isolation po and treatment, they go hand in hand because we want to make sure that our hospitals do not get too congested. Under the efforts po of the DOH and the IATF, nagtayo po tayo ng mga mega swabbing centers. Dahil po hindi lang lab, Mayor, ang ating challenge, no? Kasi po, kahit na po tayo may lab, kung wala naman pong specimen na itetest yung lab, hindi po natin matetest ang ating mga kababayan. So ngayon po, may napakalaking effort initiated by the Executive Secretary na kumuha po ng mga volunteers from all government agencies to come out and help in the swabbing and encoding and barcoding of our mega swabbing centers. We are building 4 today. We started po last week, and they will all be completed this week.
Secretary Galvez.
Yes, sir. For now, sir, we will prioritize the 25,000 OFWs. As per your instruction, we will make sure that they will go home immediately. Sir, I would like to report on my compliance to you pertaining going to the field. So when we heard that Zamboanga is already there is a spike of cases, we talked with the mayor, and as immediate actions that you have give the instruction, we visited the 3 laboratories there in Zamboanga, and we brought 1,100 kits po, sir. Yun po ang instruction sa akin na pag kami kailangan po ibigay po kaagad. So kahapon po, nagpadala ulit tayo ng another C295, yung more or less na 46 boxes ng RITM para ma-operationalize yung Department of Agriculture Laboratory, na doon po nilagay yung laboratory po ng ating mahal na Secretary Duque. Baka maging operational na po yun within the month. So 3 laboratory po ang itatayo po natin sa Zamboanga City to also cater yung Zamboanga Peninsula, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. Sinabi ko po kay Mayor na kailangan po pangalagaan niya rin po yung Bangsamoro dahil kasi yung kanya pong location, isa po ang melting pot ng barn sa Region 9. And he accepted he want to convey her thanks to you, sir, for acting immediately during the time that they need, because they text me and they said, please help us. So immediately the Secretary of National Defense ordered me to proceed to Zamboanga City, sir. Sir, complied, sir, with your instructions, sir. And our PPE, 200,000 will be brought to Davao as per your instruction also. It will be our main depot, so that all the supplies be needed by Mindanao will be taken from the Davao, sir.
I'd like to thank everybody, beginning from Secretary Duque, Secretary Andio, Secretary Galvez, ay ang ating workhorse talaga dito. Well, I know that overwork kayong lahat, especially hurried masyado yung Secretary Duque, but that is the price of public service. You are crucified, you are lahat na criticized severely, but in the end, when you retire or even for the day, you sleep, and if you think that what you did for the country, medyo kumpante ka na. So this I would like to address myself also to General Anyo. The responsibility of controlling COVID is not a national responsibility only. part of government. Kaya nga dito, I operate as president, then since I cannot run my own errands, maraming trabaho, so meron akong Secretary of Health, because I cannot be the Secretary of Health, Defense, lahat na. So, I cannot, as the saying goes, I cannot run my own errands. I function through the cabinet, and down the line, ang local government falls under the DILG headed by Secretary Anyo. Kailangan tumulong kayo. Even in the matter of the swabbing thing, if you can provide a place for the health guys to operate comfortably and immediately, do it. Para sa inyo yon. Trabaho ninyo yan eh. Hindi lang yan trabaho ng local government. Just don't tell us to baka problema yan tapos sabihin ninyo mag-close kayo dyan. Well, I see the validity of that move. But then again, you have to, come to terms with the Constitution. I heard also, I'm sure, sa city of Iloilo, hindi ninyo tinanggap yung mga OFW. Sir, Mayor, nakikiusap ako sa inyo na sundin lang ninyo yung guidelines. I will operate through the DILG. Kasi it's either sumunod kayo or I will impose it on you. Sumunod kayo sa magandang paraan o pipilitin ko na sumunod kayo, which is actually, I do not want to embarrass people. I have full faith and confidence. Sa Iloilo siguro, I think by this time it has been resolved. Importante lang that the returning workers, our brothers and sisters who have labored abroad, to give us also their share of their income with us. Kaya yung remittances ng dollar is one of the pillars ng ating economy. GDP niya is malaki ang binibigay ng OFWs. And we do not want to repay them with this kind of behavior. So, Davao, I think, Inday has accepted it according to Bong and the others. The other places, do not play heroes. Avoid it because, I said, we remain to be a unitary form of government. We are not federal. Federal, makaano ka. Because you have a great thing about local autonomy in its purest form. Ang Pilipinas, hindi po, it's presidential type and being controlled by the national government, lalo na itong mga ganito. I do not have to lecture. I just want to remind people also listening na ganon ho ang ating patakaran. Now, yung baka sakali, itong mga lalabas, observe in the meantime, please kindly observe the mask and the distance rule. Yung medyo malayo ka na. Huwag kayong magdikit-dikit because yung nga sabi nila the easiest way to transmit is to be kissing each other. And that's the worst kind of transmission. If you want to transmit your love, go ahead. But not all people are your lovers. So you better keep the distance. At itong yung mga big business, let me tell you something. Meron tayong mga problema noon, which was really part of governance, and which I hope you'd understand that it was really part of my sworn duty as an employee of the government who heads the executive department. Words were mainly mine, but if you just can't forget it for the moment, I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping us, provide the necessities of the moment. We can, I can promise you that I'll be nice, and if you want to see me, we can talk. And naubos na ho yung pagkasuplado ko kasi dahil sa the COVID humbled me. That with the kind of response that you gave, showed to the public, it's a humbling experience also for me. That, baka kailangan mo rin sila balang araw. So maybe there would be a lot of legal issues, but we can talk. I'm ready to talk, and I'd be reasonable. Yung mga masakit kong salita to the Ayalas and to si Pangilinan, I apologize for the hurting words. If you can find in your heart to forgive me, because if you do not, then I will ask, and if you do not want to forgive me, I will undercut you. I'll go direct to God. God, ayaw ako patawaran itong si, magyaw naman ako. So, itong pinakamahuli, I'd like to, again, it did involve pero be careful because, again, the NPAs are around. Now, there is no longer hope for further talks with Season. So, itong tracing, ito bang positive ka tapos nakausap mo o na-embrace mo o naghalikan kayo tapos naghiwalay na kayo? It's the tracing Iti-trace namin yung tao, sino ang mga kausap mo sa mga araw na to. Kailan ka nagkaroon ng chills, fever. So from that time, we reckon that you had already, you have been infected already, and so we begin to trace the people whom you have contact with, talk with, because easily the virus, especially if it's baski mag-usap lang, delikado ang hangin So itong tracing would ito trabaho talaga ito ng mga barangay and the police. But gusto kong anuhin ang police, kaya lang times are not really normal. Talagang papatayin kayo ng NPA pag makita kayo because they want your firearms. Alam mo, mainit masyado yung M16 pati M14. I know that. They're itching to get it from you. That is why be careful kayong mga sundalo ko, pati mga pulis, ngayon na Huwag kayong magkumpiyansa. Do not be too confident about it. Pati yung istasyon na nire-raid. They will kill you. And I'm telling you, kill them also. Kaya lang, hindi ko kayo mautosan mag-tracing. Sana madali, may sakyan. Kaya lang delikado. So, dito na ako sa local government, sa mga mayors. Secretary and you would provide the guidelines of how you can help us. We are not asking you. We are requesting you to help us. Kasi hindi talaga kaya ng national government lang. Without the local executives, patay, we will crumble. So, your toil is as good as mine. Nasabay-sabay tayo. And meron dito na sinabi ko na sa inyo noon, huwag sa panahong ito. Merong mga, wala akong, basta local government employees. Lahat naman tayo workers Diretsuhin natin, local government workers. I do not want to mention titles here. Meron, sinabi ko na sa inyo, huwag ninyo, do not, lang kay, good boy ako nga na, hindi ako magmura. Sinabi ko na sa inyo na kung may gawin kayo, huwag sa panahong ito. Alam ko noon pa, sinabi ko na sa kanila na ako nagre-resist na ipadala ko sa, alam nila, kasi pagdating dyan sa local government units, the mayor, si Bing, o Beng ba yan? Si Beng, pati sila Inday, talagang nagtatrabaho. Pero yung mga minsan, down the line, downstream, wala naman kang kasing, walang tao na sa karami, thousands ito. We requested the local government units. Ang mga mayors naman, kindly look into the people that you have commissioned to do the distribution sa pera. Kagaya nitong Barangay Kagawad Danilo Flores ng Agustin, Hagonoy, Bulacan. Ang putang ina mo, nakuha ka pa ng television na may doon, Grab, it's not Grab, it's actually nakuha ka, na hinihingi mo. Mahirap na nga, ikaw may trabaho ka na, kagawad ka, ang putang ina, kukunin mo pa yung pera ng mahirap. I would like to presume that you were elected because your constituents find you to be a man of integrity, honesty, and that you can perform. So, wala akong dyan. Kaya tingnan niyo itong mga empleyado na ito. Pati itong 4-piece. Sabi ko na nga, this is a directive. This is a direct order to everybody. Pag mag-distribute kayo ng pera, huwag ninyong ibigay sa mga putang inang yung mga asawang na. Ibigay ninyo sa babae, to the wife. Huwag ninyong ibigay dyan sa mga lalaki, mga wala na nga ginagawa, walang trabaho, walang binibigay sa pamilya, at mayroon pang dadating na pera, sinusugal naman ninyo, iniipot. Kung ako ang mayor, maabutan mo. Drinking ang gambling sa tulong ng tao. Ano? Nasabihin mo hindi na mabigyan, that is also unfair. You know why? Karamihan itong mga gagong to, hindi naman naniniwala sa... They don't really care about the family. So, kung sabihin mo na hindi mo nabigyan, paano yung mga bata pati anak? So, I'm sure Secretary Anyo can provide a mechanism of how to do it. Either we give you the supplies, the amount that you are going to receive. Hindi ko na, we can always give you the equal value of what you should be receiving. Pagkain na lang. Kasi kung ibigay mo, baka itong mga wala ng trabaho, ibigay mo naman sa asawa yung pera, maglasing doon sa labas, tapos pagbalik, inotel na nga ang putang ina niya, magbubugin pa ang asawa. Wala namang ibang mabugbog. Bakit hindi ka magbugbog ng... Hanap ka ng pulis dyan, no? Batukan mong ulo para makita mo. Itong mga to, marami yan. They are plenty. Kaya mga Pilipino, pag malasing, wala nang binibigay sa pamilya, nang bugbog pa ng pamilya, bata pati. Mga kababayan ko, I hope that I have enlightened you about what we are doing. Lahat ito, wala. Itong lahat discussion ito, COVID, tapos to protect and save the Filipino. That is all there is to it. Maraming salamat po.
Inatasan po ako ng ating Pangulo na inanunsyo na sa kagustuhan po ng ating Pangulo na matigil yung pangungurakot pagdating po sa SAP at iba pang ayuda ng gobyerno na ginawa po ni Kagawad Danilo Flores ng Hagonoy, Bulacan. Siya po ay magbibigay ng pabuya ng 30,000 pesos sa lahat po na magre-report ng mga local officials na kumakana o kinukurakot ang mga ayuda para po sa mga mahihirap. Tumawag lang po kayo sa 8888. Siyempre po, kung gusto nyo ng ayuda, mag-iiwan kayo ng pangalan at telephone number. At pag napatunayan po yung inyong reklamo sa korupsyon laban sa mga lokal na opisyales na kinukurakot yung mga ayuda na pinamimigay ng gobyerno, 30,000 pesos po ang pabuya na ibibigay ng ating presidente sa inyo. Alinsunod po ito sa zero tolerance na ating presidente laban sa korupsyon, lalo-lalo na po doon sa mga kumakana at kumukurakot ng ayuda para sa mga mahihirap.